Welcome, Rhonda here with Foods 101. Today, I'm going to show you how to make these coffee cake muffins. They're absolutely delicious. And the great part about it is, you make the dough part the night before you bake them the next morning. And they're nice, hot, fresh, and delicious. Everyone loves these. The ingredients you're going to need for the cake part is 1 cup of whole buttermilk, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 10 tablespoons of unsalted butter at room temperature. You want a soft butter here. This equals a 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of lightly packed brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, baking soda, and cinnamon with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 2 eggs. For the topping part, you're going to need a 1/2 cup of lightly packed brown sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. You can substitute this for pecans, or if you want to leave the nuts out altogether, you may. Let me show you how simple and easy these muffins are to put together. In a medium mixing bowl, add all that all-purpose flour along with your cinnamon, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. With a whisk, you're going to incorporate these 5 ingredients very well together. That looks absolutely perfect. Set this off to the side. In another mixing bowl, we're going to add that softened butter. See how soft that is? That's the way you want it. And I'm going to cube it right here into our mixing bowl. If you need your butter to soften faster than just leaving it at room temperature, nuke it in the microwave for about 5 seconds at a time until you get the softness here. Here's my 2 tablespoons of butter. Don't throw away your butter wrappers. We're going to use this to butter the muffin pans. Add your brown sugar and your granulated sugar. Cream your butter and sugars till they're light and fluffy. And looking like this, we're going to add 1 egg at a time and give it a lovely little beating. This took about 15 seconds. Add that other egg, beat until well blended. About another 15 to 20 seconds. Be sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl as you go. That looks great. Be sure to get it off your beaters. We're going to add a little bit of our flour mixture with about 1/4 cup of our buttermilk. Begin incorporating the flour and the buttermilk with our butter mixture. We don't want to over beat the batter, so that's why I'm going to stir in the flour and the buttermilk in 3 equal parts. And we're going to give it a lovely little stirring. That smells so yummy. I can smell the cinnamon already. And that buttermilk, whoo, yum. Add the last of the flour. This is such a perfect muffin to make if you have guests over and you're fixing breakfast the next morning, or during the holidays when everything's so hectic and it's just one last treat you can make for your family and friends. I'm using a spatula to make sure I get all my flour and ingredients off from around the side of my mixing bowl. That looks like it's ready for its muffin pans. Look how thick and rich that batter is. That ensures a deliciously moist coffee cake. For my muffin pans, I'm back with that butter wrapper, and I'm gonna give them just a little greasing on each pan. It's a good way to be self-sufficient and not throw away what you actually can use. I want to be neat and tidy, so I'm just going to go around the top and clean up the edge with an ice cream scooper. This holds about 1/4 cup or 4 tablespoons. I'm going to scoop my batter by flattening on the edge there so I can have uniform size coffee cake muffins. You're wondering, can I spray my pan instead of buttering it? Of course. I just like using what I have left over if I'm baking. I've got my 12 muffin pans filled. I'm going to give them a tap here on the surface. Kind of settle them down into the pan. I clean up the edges if I've got any batter here along the edge. to make sure when they're baking, the batter that's left here on the top of your muffin pan doesn't burn and give that burnt smell throughout your house. You want your whole house filled with the aroma of these coffee cake muffins as they're baking. For the topping part's simple to make. Add your brown sugar here into a medium mixing bowl with your nuts, if you're using them, and your nutmeg and cinnamon. With a fork, we're just going to toss this around until these 4 ingredients are well blended. I find the fork is the best thing to use unless you want to take your fingers and get in there and mash it around. Perfect. Back with the muffins. I'm using a level tablespoon on the top of each of our muffins. Remember, I'm looking for uniform size muffins. We're going to go around with a fork and we're going to push that streusel right down into the coffee cake batter. Fun, simple, and easy to do. And your results are going to amaze you and everyone who sinks their teeth into these fantastic coffee cake muffins. Cover with plastic wrap, or if you'd like to use tin foil, you may. Make sure they're sealed nicely around the edge so no air can get in while they're sitting in your refrigerator overnight. Off to that chilled refrigerator overnight. Wondering if you can use your paper cup liners? Sure, they'll work just as good. By the way, these make 18 muffins in total. I've had my muffins in the refrigerator overnight, and I'm gonna let them sit here on a cooling rack until I get my oven preheated to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. These are off to that preheated oven on the middle rack for the next 20 to 25 minutes. Use your timer and no peeking. After 25 minutes, we've got our baked muffins, and boy, do they smell fantastic. To make sure they're completely baked, we're gonna do the toothpick test. Stick it in, pull it out, no batter on that toothpick, so they're perfectly baked. I'm gonna let them cool here in their pan for 5 minutes. I've taken my muffins out of the pan using this plastic knife. That way it doesn't scrape up your pan. And then the muffins we baked in the muffin cups, they come right out. They smell like cinnamon and nutmeg. Gotta show you the inside of these muffins. I've had them cooling down for about a half an hour. And looky there. Gotta give it a try. Here goes. Yum! Fantastic. Tastes like the perfect coffee cake, but yet made into a muffin. A perfect muffin with coffee, tea, milk, or maybe some fresh berries, like blueberries, strawberries, or whipped cream. Just eat it however you wish. Look how lovely and moist that is. It's so full of delicious flavors from that cinnamon and that nutmeg. Perfect for a brunch, baby showers, anniversaries, or whatever else you can think of. Serve to entertain your guests and family. I'm Deronda with Foods 101, and look how crunchy and delicious the top of those are. Give me thumbs up. Leave me a comment, hit that notification bell to be the first to get my new YouTube food videos. Thanks a million for watching, y'all, and I'll catch you lovely people later.